All right, I'm back with another live stream. We're trying to catch up on AEW today. We got a big weekend. It's the All-In weekend. We got a Ring of Honor pay-per-view as well, so I don't want to fall too far behind. I have Dynamite from Wednesday, and then yesterday they had Collision and a Ring of Honor show before tonight's Ring of Honor pay-per-view. So, all right, let's try to see if we can knock all three of those shows out. I've given myself 2.5 hours. So I'm going to be kind of dismissive today. Not a lot of time. I didn't prepare a show or prepare a review like I sometimes do. I kind of just fell asleep last night instead, and I decided to take the sleep. So today I'm doing what you call a cold run-through. I'm going to run through the show, skip through a lot of it. I'll be dismissive of some things. Some things might catch my interest, and I'll try to give out points also as we go. So all right, let's start on July 9th with AEW Dynamite. How did this start? Alright, looks like the show's starting with an in-ring promo with Mercedes Moné, so why not? Let's just go at it and
Taz, you are looking
see
at
what
two
she
of
has
the
to
biggest
say.
stars in women's wrestling in the world.
I think
right now.
In wrestling.
Yes, in wrestling.
Texas! Say hello to your CEO! Now, Tony, darling, I know we've gotten off on the wrong foot, but I just want this face-to-face to be a civil conversation. So, Tony, darling, let's get to it. Come on.
Well, there's been anything civil, the attacks that Mercedes Moné has launched on timeless Tony Storm.
So we meet again here in Texas. Only two things come from Texas, and I am at least one of them.
She's from Texas. Didn't know that.
Tony, I am so sick of these silly little games, but I am the master of any game. So you're just hiding behind a screen, but this Saturday there's going to be nowhere to hide. So how about you come out here and face me face to face, you mark? And Tony,
Called her a mark. Oh my God.
I won't hurt you too badly, darling.
Who said I was hiding? Hit my music!
Well, Taz, this has been billed as the final face-to-face between champion and challenger, but when things have gotten physical between timeless Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné, it's not like anyone has a...
All right, well, I don't know why they started with Tony Storm in the back, but okay.
Sure, I mean, it's tough to see who would have the advantage. I mean, listen, Mercedes,
Out comes Tony for whoever isn't watching. I know some of you might have turned off the video and just be listening. I know it's kind of hard to see the video, but you know, it does help to switch to 1080p if you're at home using Wi-Fi. Why not? If you're in some third world country or using data on your phone, I don't suggest it because it'll eat up data. But
How about we make a toast?
all right, sorry, I was talking over it, but there's a bottle of champagne in the ring and Mercedes is offering to make a toast, it seems.
Shall we? Give me...
Oh. Luther hands Mercedes the bottle.
A silver toast. Yes, a toast. A toast to me, your future new AEW Women's World Champion, 7 belts, Moné. It's burnt. It's obviously this bottle of champagne was frozen at some point.
Save the performative bullshit for your entrance, Mercedes. I thought I knew who you were, but clearly I was wrong. I warned you that I'm not like the others. But week after week, you have treated me like some sort of underdog. You speak in catchphrases. You have the authenticity of a spray tan in a rainstorm. You have the emotional depth of a kiddie pool. You are also a pussy-faced fraud.
I was gonna say it was a bunch of intricate insults, but fine, I'll give a half point finally to that one.
Coming in hot. Stiff City.
But in this belt, I found myself. But all these belts that you wear are just little masks for you to hide behind, aren't they? So tell me, what the hell are you so afraid of, Mercedes?
Tony, you and I have walked very similar paths, but truth be told, you and I are nothing alike. Because I have and I will always be better than you. I will always outshine you in success in class, and I am not afraid of anyone or anything. I am not afraid to leave it all on the table. Tony, I've been through hell and back, and I made the devil my bitch. The more that these people hate me, the more that I win. And trust me, Tony, no one, and I mean no one, is going to stop the money train, not even you. Because Tony, this right here, this is my legacy. This is my destiny. And I know exactly who I am. I am the one-woman revolution, the alpha, the omega, and everything in between.
Legacies don't exist, Mercedes. One day, we will all turn to dust and be forgotten. We're all gonna die, Mercedes. Don't you get it?
Oh my god, how deep. Tony Storm.
All that matters is one moment. The moment where you step into this ring and you look me in the eye and you realize that you fear an ordinary life, but I only fear an ordinary death. Now, I sincerely believe that you deserve all the titles in the world.
You know, I like the line about not fearing an ordinary life, but fearing an ordinary death. I gotta give some points to that one.
But not this one. You will go down as the woman. You will go down as the woman who just couldn't win the big one.
Well, I had hoped this would have been civil, but I guess that I'm wrong. So this Saturday, may the best woman win.
For some reason I heard about that botch, but she fixed it. That wasn't that bad. The crowd's probably gonna give her a you fucked up thing, but whatever.
Eat shit, bitch.
Well, we are off to the races. Look at this. Tony Storm. Looking for the
They took a toast together, and she said, eat shit, bitch. And then they had a little fight, and Mercedes powdered out. All right.
Come Saturday at Globe Life Field.
Tony
Mercedes doing her angry face on the entrance ramp.
in Texas. Mercedes Moné, timeless Tony Storm, one-on-one.
We are kicking off our Texas week here.
All right, you know what? I'll give a rating to that whole segment. I'll give it a thumbs up. Why not? I think it was good. Final segment. I've liked it so far. I'm looking forward to the match. I'm interested to see the booking. This is something that I didn't skip over. So, but I do got to move on. No time to dwell. Let's move forward. What do we got next? We got Moxley. Should we listen to Moxley? All his promos on Hangman Page have been relatively similar, but fine. I'll let this Moxley promo run.
It's death. You're thinking we've been here before and things went your way. But that was one battle. And that was a long time ago. I've been beaten before, been outmaneuvered, outsmarted, outmuscled, but I have never, ever in my life lost a war of attrition. And that's exactly what this is. You think you can survive longer than me? Will you hold the line? Under the pressure of attack, will you hold the line? Under the pressure of expectations, will you hold the line? Under the pressure of everybody who's counting on you. I think you're a victim. I think you're a waste. I think you're absolutely pathetic. You have one chance to prove me wrong, so on July 12th, you better walk that aisle like it's the last time you ever will.
Why does he care? Why do you care if Hangman walks that aisle like it's the last time he ever will? I'm not digging this promo. Seems like it's just an extra. Well, you don't need to talk to Paige anymore. The match is a few days away. Just do the match.
Because make no mistake about it, Texas Death. You are all in, this time. Whether you like it or not, you are all the way in.
Alright, there's the promo. I'm not giving any points to this one. Nothing. Zero. Indifferent. Moving on. Let's see what we got next. AEW Dynamite. We're on from July 9th, this past Wednesday. We're on the road to All In. This is the go-home show. Not technically, because there's a collision after this. But it's like the go home show because no one cares about Collision. So if they're gonna do anything crazy, they gotta do it here. But I'm moving on. Alright, looks like the Young Bucks are showing up to the arena, and what they did is they did a salute
as they arrive. I must note,
to
quite late
themselves.
to the arena. Call time.
Basically, is what happens. So they're the founding fathers, I guess, and they salute themselves because nobody else will salute them. But okay, moving on. The next match we got, it's a tag team match. It's Bandito and Brody King, it looks like, and they're facing off against Proto Shida. So this is probably a tag match to get Proto Shida some time together as they look to join the tag team division, I would assume. And then Bandito is on the other side, and Takeshita, he's feuding with Takeshita for that Ring of Honor title, so that has something to do with that. At least it's not a total cold match. It's a cold match for Brody King. I don't know. He doesn't really have much to do anything with any of this, so they threw him in here. All right, I got a through the middle rope dive that I don't usually give points to, but this one he did a 180 in the air. Bandito did as he headed out over the top rope onto Kyle Fletcher. That was, so I'll give a half point there for that one. Not bad, not bad. I was really not looking forward to this match when I saw who it was, but you know, it turns out there's a couple things in here that are kind of cool. Alright, I'll give a shout out to another spot here. It's this one with Bandito and Takeshita who are grappling on the ground, and look how this turns out. Not bad, not bad. I don't even know how to describe that, as Bandito went to the top rope, or Bandito went to the top rope through the grapple that he held with Takeshita, didn't let go of it, and then he let go of it and did a backflip onto Kyle Fletcher on the outside. So despite Bandito's best efforts, Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher, who was right there, they end up winning this match. So this did have at least a little bit something to do with the Ring of Honor match. Takeshita pinned Bandito. Usually when that happens, I say, oh, it's not going to happen 2 times in a row. So, but this is one rare time where I'm thinking, you know what? I still think Takeshita's going to win that Ring of Honor title against Bandito on Friday, which is today in a little while as we speak. But I guess we'll see what happens there. All right, moving along. All right, next up, it looks like we got an Outrunners backstage video package, which is like a promo they cut. So I don't know what they're going to talk about. They just lost to FTR. So I guess I'll listen to it. Let's see what they have to say.
You know, if you're anything like me, and I know I am, last week on Collision, you saw a little piece of history. You saw FTR versus the Outrunners. And you saw the Outrunners ain't just built for show. We're built for go. Tell them, Turb.
Oh, Truth Magnum, how close were we, huh? How close were we? Just that little bit right there where we had FTR. We stood toe-to-toe with one of the best tag teams in the world, if not the best, Truth Magnum. And what did we prove? That the Outrunners will never give up, that we'll never quit. And as long as I got my brother Truth Magnum here with me, the Outrunners are never gonna lay down that easy. Because FTR, let me tell you this right here and right now. This isn't over. We still got our eyes on you, because if you haven't seen the Outrunners, you haven't seen nothing yet.
Well, it's been made of.
All right, well, decent promo. I'll give it a half thumbs up. They say they're not done with FTR. Okay, well, they had a really good match on Collision, so why not? It looks like they're going to continue on with that. Moving on. All right, next up, we got a backstage interview. It's Renee. She's with the Patriarchy over here, but also with FTR. So they're going to be in a big multi-man tag match where all these guys are teaming together against Jet Speed, who's feuding with the Patriarchy, and the Outrunners, who are feuding with FTR. So, all right, you know what? I'll listen to this interview. Why not? Christian's gonna talk. Let's see if there's any clues leading to some storylines leading up to this weekend.
The AEW Tag Team Championships this Saturday at All In. But before we get there, on Collision, FTR and the Patriarchy teaming up. How's this gonna go?
I'll tell you how it's gonna go, Renee. Now I could stand here and I could run down FTR's accomplishments, their whole laundry list of accomplishments, but I don't think we have that much time, do we? And we know they're going to bring their best, and that Patriarchy always brings their best, so I expect nothing but success. And I have to say, I like FTR, I like where your heads have been at lately. I'm very impressed. And I have to say, going into tomorrow night on Collision and into All In on Saturday, if you scratch our backs, we'll scratch yours after we become the AEW Tag Team Champions.
Well, first of all, let me say there's been a lot of miscarriages of justice in this company, but by far the biggest one is the fact that FTR is not included in the AEW World Tag Team Championship match at All In. But, you know, it's not like they're 10-time World Tag Team Champions or anything. It's not like they're the winningest tag team in AEW history. It's not like they had another classic last Saturday on Collision, but you know what, Christian? None of this is your fault, man. So as far as All In goes, we'll be there. We'll be watching. And this whole back scratching thing, let's see how tomorrow night goes first. What do you say, man? Thanks.
All right, so Stokely didn't take Christian's offer right away. He's like, let's wait and see tomorrow. Christian didn't really want to shake his hand, but Stokely grabbed his hand anyways. Stokely talked the whole time for FTR. FTR didn't really want to talk. Stokely made some decent points. I don't think he was bad, so I won't take points off, although I'm usually critical of him. I'm trying to get used to him being in FTR right now, but all right, well, he did mention that he thinks that their guys should really be the ones challenging for the tag team titles and not Christian and Nick Wayne, but let me see. Anything happen at the end of this segment? Nope. Christian just kind of smiles, and that's the end of that. Should I give any points to that? I don't know. It kind of sets up some seeds of maybe some some type of feud between the Patriarchy and FTR, two heel stables. They're all jealous of each other. They all want that title. You know what? I didn't think that was that bad. I'll throw it a half a point on my Dynamite review. Let's see what we got next. Alright, next up we got Ricochet, and he's in a match against Blake Christian, it looks like. So there's a little video package here. It's not a video package, it's a promo that Blake Christian cut as Ricochet attacked him backstage and his partner Lee Johnson. So let's listen to Blake Christian's promo, why not?
As you can see, I'm all alone here tonight after what the Gates of Agony did to my boy Lee Johnson. He's not cleared to wrestle. So since I'm all alone, I see no other way than to go straight to the head of the snake himself, Ricochet. And I only hope that he leaves his little weenie dogs in their cage tonight so I can whoop his bald ass one-on-one.
Tony had Collision last week, Ricochet.
Alright, you know what? Interesting that they gave Blake Christian some time to talk. I didn't really feel the promo, to be honest. I won't really give any points for it. But looks like they turned him face. That's an interesting little aspect there. But okay, the match, it's Ricochet against Blake Christian. Alright, let's see if we find anything interesting in this match. You know, this is one of the best aspects of Blake Christian, honestly, is this through the middle rope dive he does. Another impressive through the middle rope dive today. I'll give that one a half point, but yeah, it's different from the other ones when they just jump through and hope the other guy catches them. So that's one of the best things about Blake Christian. He does it from time to time, but still, every time he does it, I am somewhat impressed. Moving on with the match, though. Alright, so the Gates of Agony, they do show up. They're there to watch the match. They didn't come out with Ricochet at first, but they're there now. So, there it is. There's a shot of them at ringside. Alright, long story short, Blake Christian did try to fight off the Gates of Agony on the outside. Gates of Agony didn't actually get any shots in, so there was no disqualification, but then Ricochet did grab the ref, and that was the opening they needed to attack Blake Christian on the outside, and Ricochet picks up the win. Alright, so does that make Ricochet look good? This is what he's wanted the whole time. He's wanted a stable. It's alright, I guess. I mean, it's better than nothing, but I still don't really feel anything amazing from this yet in terms of his stable. He beat Blake Christian. Okay, good for him. He had to cheat to do it. No points for me. Indifferent on this. I'm going to move on to the next storyline. Next up, we got a backstage interview. It's the Hurt Syndicate, all of them. This I will listen to. Here we go.
Here moments we finally get this one-on-one.
No, Toots, it ain't no one-on-one just because Mark Briscoe wants a one-on-one. See, Briscoe, you're about to get hurt by the Syndicate, baby, and this Casino Gauntlet match is going to be as fast as that. And I will get one step closer to obtaining what I need, and that is my All Elite Wrestling World Championship.
Well, Max, let's talk.
We gotta grab the tag titles and do a photo shoot. Excuse me. Absolutely, Montel. Let's go, boys. All right, Renee, rifle off some more stupid questions.
All right. Let's talk the Casino Gauntlet match.
Where are our titles?
Yo! What's going on? Oh, hell.
You gotta be kidding.
No. Like West Side Gun says, someone...
Alright, hold on. There's something on the whiteboard. So Lashley and Shelton left the interview. They're like, we gotta go do something. And they get to their locker room and it says, hey, Shelton, since I already pinned you on Collision, figured we would take the belts early. Oh, they jacked their belts. Jet speed. Holy shit. Oh my god. So they're fucking pissed. This is nuts.
No. Like West Side Gun says, someone is about to die. Guys, we just handle the Briscoe business first. Hey, we're going to handle this business. You handle the Briscoe business. We'll see you in a bit.
So they can't be there with him. They got to go handle some
guys,
business.
Stick with us here on Dynamite, because coming up next, one-on-one, MJF and Mark Briscoe get their talkie talk.
The Hurt Syndicate attempted to track down Jet Speed in their AEW.
Alright, you know what? That was an interesting segment. I'll give that a thumbs up. There was several things happened there. The Jet Speed jacked the Hurt Syndicate's title belt. MJF didn't want to face Mark Briscoe alone, but yet he must. I am looking forward to that segment. Moving on with the show. All right, next up, it looks like it's a video package for Omega and Okada. They haven't been doing much with this other than almost killing Kenny Omega and spilling his guts out through his mouth, but I will listen to the video package. Why not?
EW history, the Rainmaker versus the Omega.
Somehow I knew this day would come.
The rivalry between Omega and Okada, it is legendary.
You know, a shadow that I was chasing.
Kenny Omega, his bouts with Kazuchika Okada, some of the best professional wrestling matches of all time.
Okada, you are great, maybe the greatest. I defeated the greatest wrestler on planet Earth.
And I was happy to leave it at that. I was happy to close the book, because on that day it proved that I was the best. And then of course you had to come to AEW.
I'm the best bout machine now.
The Kenny Omega I am today is a different man. The Kazuchika Okada of today is a different man.
The match the world has wanted to see in an AEW ring. Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, winner take all. The winner will be crowned the brand new AEW Unified Champion.
Career-defining rivalry rekindled.
7 years, we had our last match. So when it comes to this match, Okada, let's leave it all in the ring. One final time for everything.
Kenny, by God, Omega.
Betrayal.
Don Callis, a man who discarded Kenny Omega.
Puts the nail in this coffin of ours.
What the hell did Don Callis do?
Chaos inside.
At All In, it's Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada. There is not one trick that you can pull to ruin that.
Oh, no!
I'm going to wipe you from the history books of All Elite Wrestling, Kenny.
This is the end.
An Omega who bravely battled diverticulitis had to have 2 feet of his intestine removed.
I hurt you. I felt good. I saw your blood. I felt great.
Your greatest opponent and the man who knows all your weaknesses have teamed up against you.
This is the end.
You had to use someone from my family to make it personal. Congratulations. That's exactly what you did. So you're gonna get a different Kenny Omega this time.
You will be a footnote of history, and I will be the author.
I'll beat you.
I'm doing whatever it takes.
I'll hurt you.
Whatever it takes to win that belt.
Maybe I'll kill you.
That's all I have left. This business and this championship.
The first ever AEW Unified Champion. Winner takes all in the Lone Star State.
The most anticipated match ever in AEW.
Let's leave it all in the ring. One final time for everything.
This is the end.
Hey, you know what? That was nice. I'm gonna say I could give that a thumbs up. I like that video package. Covered everything really well. It was dramatic. It was nice. Okada made me laugh, so I liked it. All right, moving on with the show. All right, next up we got the MJF Mark Briscoe face-to-face segment. Let's see what they got to say. They're not even having a singles match. They're just kind of there, the first two in this casino gauntlet. So I am going to let this segment play out because I'm interested to see how this goes. This should be good.
These two guys are from different worlds, different parts of the Eastern Seaboard. Let's put it that way.
No question, and they are certainly both different men. The way they approach life.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. But Texas, if you would please simmer down for just a second, it is time to have a talkie talk.
First of all, the phrase talkie talk's about the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. And secondly, I know much like all these people, you're a stupid, white trash, redneck hick. So allow me to speak in a way all of you can understand. Well, howdy, y'all.
shucks, Mark Briscoe. I sure as heck hope you don't mosey on down your way to All In, Texas, because if you do, I'ma dog walk you. Do you reckon you all understood that, or what? Thinking stepping in the ring with me, that's about as ignorant as throwing rocks at a man with a machine gun. So, my friend, unfortunately for all of you, there will be no talky talk. So, you hillbilly, how about you take a walkie walk back to your meth lab in Dumpster Fire, Delaware, so you can keep on feeding all 95 of your inbred children shoe leather and chicken feed, you pathetic poor.
Alright, so MJF is making fun of his hickness. I'm not giving points for that. That's cheap insult.
Listen here, Pickle. It sounds like to me what you need is a good old country ass whooping. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. Believe you me, it is coming. Because Saturday will be here before you know it. All In, Globe Life, Casino Gauntlet. I'm the #1 man. You the #2 man. The bell's gonna go ding, ding, ding. And I'm gonna commence to whooping your ass, the likes of which you've never experienced before. But Saturday is ass whooping day. Wednesday, damn it, is talky talk day. Now you come out here and you try to berate me, but Max, it just did not work because I'm proud to be a country boy. I'm proud to be a redneck. I'm proud that I've had to work hard for every dollar that I've ever put in my pocket. Now you over there with your big money suit on, your little dumbass scarf that probably costs more than my whole wardrobe. So, you're the rich guy in the ring, right? You're the rich guy. Well, Max, you see, I got riches too, man. I got my family. I got my friends. The good Lord above has blessed me beyond measure. And that's something that I just don't think you can really understand, Max, because you call yourself rich, man, but you know what you are? You're bankrupt, man. Matter of fact, the word of the day today is bankrupt, Max. Because you are morally bankrupt and you have no soul. Ooh. You know and what? That being said, I see right through you, man. You're so predictable. I know what you're about to do next. What you're about to do is you're gonna talk some dumb shit about my brother, try to get me riled up, but hey, I've been preparing for it all week, so go ahead, buddy, have at it.
He sees it coming.
Hold on. I would never say anything bad about your brother.
Your brother's gonna go down as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time.
Respect, respect.
Your brother is gonna go down, moreover and more importantly, as one of the greatest human beings who've ever stepped foot in a professional wrestling ring. There is a special place up in heaven for one Jay Briscoe. However, I do pity your brother. And not because he passed away. I mean, that's obvious. No. See, I pity your brother because while he's up there in those pearly gates, he has to look down and see what you've become.
Oh my God.
And I know he must be rolling in his goddamn grave, Mark. Because he has had to watch his baby brother go from being one half of the greatest tag team of all time, Dem Boys, to being nothing more than a joke. Matter of fact, I'm no betting man, mainly because I already have more money than every single person here in this Podunk Arena. But if I was, I'd be willing to make a bet that if by the grace of God up above, if your brother was somehow able to be here in the flesh tonight, I know exactly what he'd say to you, Mark. He'd say, chicken, it shouldn't have been me in that accident. It should have been you.
I went too far. MJF just went too far there. Yeah, that was horrible what he just said. Crossing
He's
the
fighting
line.
him. All right, there's a melee going on in the ring. Mark Briscoe's whooping his ass. Good job. That made sense. Someone's coming in. The Hurt Syndicate. All right, they're coming to help. Yeah, they've taken a break from looking for jet speed to come help poor little MJF. They're surrounding Mark Briscoe, and here comes jet speed from behind. They've nailed MVP. They're fighting with jet speed. Mark Briscoe nailed MJF, and MJF is just gonna scurry away. Interesting.
They came out here, Shivani, with those tag team titles that are not theirs. Absolutely. And they clocked MVP Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin from behind. A little bit of payback for Jet Speed after the beatings they've endured from the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, if it goes like what happened on Saturday, we could have new World Tag Team Champions who will recall what happened to Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, this is big revenge and redemption here for Jet
Ooh.
Speed. That hellacious speed that we saw.
Jesus Christ. Kevin Knight just nailed Lashley with that tag team title. They're actually making them look pretty good here. They're whooping on the Hurt Syndicate, although they did get an advantage jumping them from behind. So MJF not helping for shit either. He fucking ran away. Damn. They get fucked up by Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight. Nice. I'm happy for this. I like Mike Bailey. I don't know. I've enjoyed him since he was in TNA. His work in the ring. I'm a big fan. So I like them making them look good here. But this makes me think that Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight are not going to win those titles. Since they got the best of them here, there's no way. On this situation, I don't see it happening 2 times in a row. So they're still throwing these guys into the ring steps. God damn.
Those tag team titles earlier tonight. We know it. They left that message, and now attacking from behind, and a brutal beatdown.
Oh, here comes Christian, the other team. They're like the crows here, picking off the bones. The Hurt Syndicate are already fucked up, and Christian's team comes in and they're gonna pile on. Oh man, MVP taking bumps too. Wow.
MJF's not here to help the Hurt Syndicate. He's getting chased out of the damn building by Briscoe. And look at this. Christian Cage, he said that he and Nick Wayne will become AEW's first ever father and son tag team. Come on. Look at Kip Sabian. They want to get a leg up.
Wow, a concerto on Lashley's knee. Another one. Man, Jet Speed ain't doing anything to stop them either. They're not. Nobody cares. Yeah, this is a very interesting segment. I have to go back and break it down. This is some fight. So now Jet Speed is throwing Benjamin into the ring, and a sidekick from Bailey onto Shelton Benjamin. This is some decent heat in terms of making this matchup kind of interesting on Saturday. I'm gonna give it some credit. And then Christian's crew faces off with Jet Speed, and they leave the Hurt Syndicate lane. How weird. But okay, you know what? Let me go back. I gotta rewind. So let's rewind to where Mark Briscoe was talking to MJF, and MJF started to insult not his brother in a very interesting way, saying, you know, praising his brother, but saying it should have been Mark Briscoe who died in that accident. So look, that's terrible, but shit, in terms of wrestling, that's as hardcore as it gets. It's one of the more hardcore things you could say. So cool. I'm gonna give it a point for the heat. I'll give another point to Mark Briscoe for just attacking him straight out. That was the right thing to do. I'll throw a half point for the Hurt Syndicate coming in to help. And then I'll throw another point for Jet Speed coming in. So that was cool. And then I'll throw another half point for the Patriarchy coming in and picking off the bones. So it's a fair amount of points for this. The whole thing as a whole, I think I liked it. I'll just give the whole segment a whole point as well. Sure, why not? All right, moving on. Let's see what we got next. Skipping through this show today, trying to save some time. Looks like it's Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. I don't know what they're here for. Chris Statlander is watching from the audience. And here's Tekla. So Tekla's coming in. They're facing off. I think it's a tag team match, if I'm not mistaken, against Queen Aminata and Ty Mello with Anna Jay. Okay, so that's the matchup. It's Megan Bayne and Tekla with Penelope Ford against Ty Mello and Queen Aminata with Anna Jay. So let's see what we got here. All right, next up we got a four-way. It's for the entry into the Casino Gauntlet, guaranteed entry. It's Megan Bayne, Ty Mello, as you see in the picture, but Queen Aminata and Tekla are also in it. I'll throw a little half point to Queen Aminata here for a 180 off the top rope, threw her body out there. For AEW, sure, why not? Let's get it a half point. But I'm gonna skip through this show to check for more highlights. All right, how about a half point here for Megan Bayne, throwing Tekla over the top rope onto the two other opponents. Man, Megan Bayne sure is strong, but I'll throw her a half point for this one. Why not? Let's go on with the match. Alright, end of the match. The finish was that Penelope tried to get involved and help Megan Bayne, and then Anna Jay was there to thwart Penelope, but Megan Bayne still comes out with the win, pinning Queen Aminata. So she's the second entry after Chris Statlander. They'll start the match, and Statlander was there to watch it. For this match, I'll throw a half point in there. I thought it was an attraction. Megan Bayne is always an attraction. She was throwing people around. She's a spectacle to see. So as long as she's in there, I think this was worth watching. Just a little half point though. Moving on with the show. Alright, next we got a backstage interview with Tekla, who was just in a hard-fought match but didn't come out on top.
Tekla
unfortunately, you did not earn the #2 spot in the Women's Casino Gauntlet match. However, there's no denying the impact that you've made here in AEW. You've not even been pinned in the time that you've been here. So should your name get called this Saturday afternoon, all in... Whoa! Oh! Whoa!
Yeah. Aminata with a war scream as she attacked Tekla backstage. She heard that coming a mile away. Security sure showed up immediately. They were ready for that. Good job by security.
Is entering the Women's Casino Gauntlet match at #2. All in Texas is going to...
The Casino Gauntlet match Saturday night. Damn it, MJF, I got just what I needed from you, man. I knew you was going to say something stupid that was going to fire me up. And now, it is a certainty. It is a certainty I will win this Casino Gauntlet match in Texas and all in on Saturday night. MJF, I'm going to kill your ass, you cunt-ass son of a bitch.
Oh, man. Briscoe.
All right, Mark Briscoe jumped in there, said he's going to kill MJF. Well, I'll start with the Tekla Queen Aminata stuff. You know what? I'm going to throw a point at that one for Queen Aminata. That was pretty hilarious. Her running in, screaming, ah! And then I'll throw a half point for Mark Briscoe. He was a little out of it, you know. I don't know. Maybe he was flustered or something, but that's the most build-up I've seen for two guys who are going to fight for 5 minutes before more and more people come in. But I don't know. Maybe they'll focus in on that. But all right, moving on with the show. All right, next up we got Wheeler Yuta and Samoa Joe. They're in that six-man trios title feud. And I got a little half point here for a spot for Wheeler Yuta as he goes over the top rope. And Samoa Joe does his thing where he just walks off and lets people dive onto the floor. But this time he was holding his eyes for an eye injury and didn't even notice it happened. So that was kind of funny. I'll give it a half point. Why not? Moving on with the match, though. Alright, this was a win for Samoa Joe. He made Wheeler Yuta tap out, but it looks like there's going to be an afterbirth, so I'll keep an eye on it. Let's see. Let's play it out.
Samoa Joe, the Kikini clutch away. Gabe Kidd.
It's Gabe Kidd. For a second, I thought it was Moxley. I couldn't tell. But okay. Looks like he's going to be the third guy. Alright, that makes sense. So he's attacking Joe, but I was wondering if Pac would be back for this. But alright, here comes the Ops. Shibata and Hobbs come in. And they send the Death Riders running. So there you go. Wheeler and Gabe Kidd. No Claudio in this segment. No points for me either, to be honest. I'm not very fond of this feud, but it's happening. I don't know. It's going to be a trios match. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if the Death Riders are going to win the titles back. I don't know if the Ops are going to keep the titles. I don't really care because those trios titles are never even like prominent. They haven't made us care about them. But all right, I'm moving on. All right, next we got what they deemed the All-Star main event. The Ops were already out there, Hobbs and Shibata. They're teaming with Hangman and Ospreay. No Swerve. I don't know if Swerve's going to be involved in that match. Probably. It seems like it, the world title match. But yeah, Hangman is there. And Moxley is there. So Hangman and Moxley are in this, the world title match, Texas Death Match coming up. Swerve is going to help Moxley, so he's involved in this. And they're facing off against a team consisting of the Death Riders, Moxley and Claudio, and the Young Bucks. So let's move along and see how this show ends. This is probably going to end in some kind of melee, and I will let it run and describe it at that point. But I'm going to skip through this match. We'll see if there's anything worth watching on the match first. Alright, we got an over-the-top rope backflip from Hangman Page, risking their star talisman 3 days before the world title match. Okay, you know what? Since they did it, I wouldn't have agreed with them even doing it. But I'll throw a half point at it. Why not? Dangerous looking move. Cool looking move. Moving on with the show. Funky little moment here with Marina. She steps up to Hangman after she took that buckshot lariat from him last week. So she's trying to show that she's not afraid of him. So funky, cool. But I'm moving on. Alright, here's another spot that might deserve some points. It's Moxley and Claudio powerbombing Hobbs through a table. And man, did he go through that table with speed. Half a point for me there. Gotta add a half a point for Hobbs. Doing such a move, trying to sell tickets to this show. They're still trying to sell tickets to All In. All right, in the end, it looks like Moxley's team, the Death Riders and the Elite, win. Moxley chokes out Shibata. There was some stuff with the Ops and the Death Riders here, as that feud will continue into All In. Not much between Moxley and Page, though. I didn't see anything from that. Maybe in the afterbirth. So I'll let the show run out from here. There's about 7 minutes left, so let's see what they got to kill off this last few minutes heading into All In Texas.
Jon Moxley, the Bulldog, on Katsuyori Shibata. The victory here tonight, but now Hangman going right at the world champion, but being held back.
There you go. So that's where Hangman attacks Moxley. Moxley, they're beating his ass in the ring now. Hangman's at the mercy of the Elite and the Death Riders. Marina gets Moxley a chain, it seems. And he's probably going to look to choke out Hangman Page with it. Yep, exactly as I suspected. Here comes Ospreay to try to help, but still too many numbers. I know there's some ops in the back. Samoa Joe, namely. I don't know if he would get involved in this. I'm trying to think who might try to help. Swerve Strickland is probably going to be the guy that makes the big save, though. I'm guessing.
From All In Texas, from the Texas Death Match, and that is if Hangman Adam Page can walk into Arlington, can walk into Globe Life Field to fight Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship.
Well, you heard Mox. I think he said he ain't making it to Saturday, talking about Hangman.
What do we got here? Oh my God.
Marina's got the bags out. They're going to suffocate them again, both of them. They need to teach them a lesson. Bring them 1 inch from death before they let them go.
Yeah, we're getting the Young Bucks into the game.
We need some security. We need some police. Something.
Oh, here he is. It's Swerve. Dramatic. He's on the big screen.
That he would have to choose between hate and success.
He's in a truck or something, cutting a promo while these guys are getting suffocated.
They're one and the same. See, Matt, Nick, everything that we've been through this past year has been about control. It's always about control. Right now, I'm about to take it back. Well, some of it. I'm gonna leave the rest for me and Will Ospreay this Saturday at All In. So pay attention, gentlemen, because this is how vengeance breeds.
What the hell? What's Swerve up to?
He's got construction equipment. Oh, he's outside on top of the Young Bucks limousine, and it just crushes it. Well, it's Tony Khan's money, isn't it? I don't know.
He's going to do it again.
Oh my God. We haven't seen Swerve all night, and now
Well, the Young Bucks are sure selling it in the ring. They're pissed off.
limousine.
Hope they have insurance.
And now, wait a second. Samoa Joe
trying to even the odds in this.
Here comes Joe. I did mention that Joe should be involved in this. A little too late, but okay.
Joe just spiked Jon Moxley, the world champion. Ospreay just wiped out Gabe Kidd. And Swerve continuing to destroy that limousine. And wait a second,
All right. So the baby faces have cleared the ring. Ospreay with a backflip off the top rope onto the Death Riders. We still got 3 minutes left on this show.
Swerve, look at this, continuing to destroy the limousine.
Now Swerve is working on flipping the limousine over. Swerve is pretty proud of himself. I don't know if he's going to join the fight now that he's taken care of that. I feel like it would have been better if he helped out his boys, but Hangman's got Moxley in the ring by himself.
Look at him standing. Hangman. The buck shot.
Oh, Claudio. Claudio saves Moxley at the last second. But there are Hangman and Moxley facing off. The biggest feud in the history of wrestling. the biggest match in the history of wrestling. Somebody threw Hangman a chain. It was Ospreay.
The chain that John Moxley tried to strangle.
So Marina runs in and grabs Moxley and convinces him to leave. So she's the smart one here. Live to fight another day, Moxley. Don't get hit with that chain right now. So that's the end of the show. That's the go home for All in Texas for the main event. Texas Death Match. We still got a couple more minutes left on the show. I don't think anything's gonna happen, but I'll just let it run out and talk about it as we go. I gotta give some points out. I'll say I like the whole Afterbirth. I wasn't too into that main event match, but I'll give a point for the Afterbirth. Oh, here we go. Nick and Matt Jackson are walking to the back. I guess, what did they say? How are we gonna financially recover from this? Sorry, let me play this.
John Moxley. This Saturday afternoon, All in. Oh, wait a second.
Limousine, Matthew. How are we going to financially recover from this? Look at, you see? That's our limousine. Freaking prick. Oh my God, that's our limousine. What the hell?
Matthew and Nicholas surveying the damage.
They're going to have to sell some sneakers to pay for that.
They're going to take a shuttle with the rest of us.
It'll be Matthew and Nicholas
Glass
facing
everywhere, oh my.
Swerve and Ospreay.
What the hell?
This Saturday, All in Texas.
Oh, you know the Bucks want some revenge on Strickland.
Prince Nana.
Yeah, you're going to pay for this. Yeah,
Very brave, Nana.
Oh,
There's Swerve. Nana showed up, distracted them. Swerve with the stomp.
Remember, if Ospreay and Swerve win, the Bucks have to step down from their EVP positions. But if the Bucks win, Swerve and Ospreay can't challenge for the AEW World Championship for 1 year. But that World Championship will be on the line. A Texas Deathmatch. Shawn Moxley, Hangman Adam Page, this Saturday. Kicking off at 3 p.m. Eastern on pay-per-view at Prime Video. All in Texas. It does not get any bigger than this.
Can't miss All In this Saturday. It is going to be off the charts.
if it's anything like we started tonight.
Alright, that's it. Nothing for the rest of the show. I gotta go through this step by step and see if there was anything that I actually might want to give points to extra or take points off of. But let's start with the Afterbirth. So they were gonna suffocate Ospreay and Hangman. So don't like that spot. I won't take points off though. And then this is when Swerve cut that dramatic promo saying there comes a time one has to choose. I thought it was weird that he cut this promo right at this minute. Also, we couldn't really hear it when it's such an important promo. He did decide I'm going to help Hangman, I think, what I gather from this. And then the thing with the limousine and the Young Bucks saying we'll be left in financial ruins because of this. I'm not giving any points out to that either. So I'll just give a point. I already gave a point to the whole Afterbirth and just the build-up. I didn't think it was that great. I'll say I liked it, but I thought it could have been great. But no. There was a melee in the ring. Samoa Joe took way too long to get there. A little face-off between Moxley and Hangman. So overall, I thought it was okay. I thought they could have done more to make people excited for the show, I will say. I still got 20 points on my Dynamite go-home show. It's not bad, but, you know, I kind of just wanted... I think a lot of people want more from this show. It's okay, though. Alright, so they did bombard us with another show yesterday, Collision. I don't expect much from it, but I am going to skip through it and just to see if anything happened that's significant. But let's get to that right now. Alright, so here we are at Collision. It's Thursday, July 10th. I'm at July 11th right now. We're waiting for Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor to start. All In is tomorrow. There's a bunch of WWE shows. I kind of wish they didn't have this Collision. Honestly, I have too much to do. But regardless, I'm going to skip through it and just to see what happens real quick. Let's see. The opening match, it was Kyle Fletcher and Roppongi Vice, if you see them over here, and they're facing off against the Paragon. Kyle Fletcher is also facing off against Adam Cole over here, and Adam Cole is with the Undisputed Era. So there's a six-man tag to start off the show. It has to do with the TNT title. Let's see if there's anything of note worth mentioning in this match. Alright, so the result of that match, the Paragon win. Kyle Fletcher got left on the outside, and they pinned one of the Roppongi Vice. But the story here is probably the afterbirth. Kyle Fletcher's pissed off on the outside, and it looks like he might try to get a shot in on Adam Cole. They did get into it a little bit during the match. Gave us a little preview of what's to come. I think that's going to be a solid match. But Kyle Fletcher pissed off here, and he might try to do a sneak attack on Adam Cole. Let's see what happens.
TNT champion with a victory, builds some momentum and some confidence as he looks ahead to his TNT title defense against that man at the bottom of your screen, Kyle Fletcher, the protostar.
Well, Fletcher's, as you can see, crawling back in the ring. Adam Cole, one step ahead. Callis screaming on the sideline here, don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't take the bait.
You know what? Don is right here. Don't take the bait. Just walk away from it. The fight is coming up on Saturday. And it will be for the TNT Championship. What an opening bout we have.
Alright, so Adam Cole's music hits, and Kyle Fletcher listens to his manager, Don Callis, and they'll wait till Saturday to do the dance. Unfortunately, I'm not too into this feud. I think it'll be a good match, but I'm not giving any points out for that opening segment. Next up, looks like we got Jon Moxley and the Death Rider. So this is going to be their last chance to cut a promo ahead of All In. Let's see what they got.
We have been pushing people. Frankly, most of them have failed the test. Turns out this isn't the job they really want. This is the greatest sport in the world, and it is the toughest sport in the world. And they don't have the stomach to endure. You can scour the globe for people who have it in them, in their guts, in their soul, who don't know any other way. There's a few of them out there. I know them when I see them.
Shibata-san, you taught me about fighting spirit, how to show it to the world, how to fight with all your heart. You go out there and you hang out with Samoa Joe and Will Hobbs and you just collect a paycheck. Now you don't have a single ounce of fighting spirit left.
Hobbs, you have beaten me, battered me, bruised me. But I will continue to move forward because that is nothing compared to what the Death Riders have done to me. To make me stronger.
We don't go out there and we don't beg. Because beggars are not warriors. Warriors do not beg.
They are pathetic. They are weak. They are brittle. And they are all...
You want to be in this business? You can't pretend your way into it. You can't buy your way into it. You can't glad hand and kiss ass your way into it. You want to be the real thing? You got to be all in or all out.
How about both? How about all in and all out? Alright, well, kind of unnecessary, but everyone got to talk. I enjoyed Wheeler and Marina, obviously. Moxley, whatever. I'm being nice. I'll throw a half point at this Collision review. Let's move on with the show. Alright, next up, for some reason, we had a video package on Mystico talking him up. I guess he's probably going to come to AEW after that showing he had at the Mexico shows, but I'm skipping this one to save time today. Moving on. Next up, it's a video package for, it looks like Scorpio Sky and Christopher Daniels' new stable, as they have Top Flight joining them. So Scorpio Sky is back. Daniels is going to manage them and give them his experience. I guess this is just the official, I don't know what you call it, official announcement that they'll be together. So There you go. No points from me though, just a regular video package. We'll see if it goes anywhere. Top Flight has been buried even on Ring of Honor, so I don't know if I have any faith in them. I think they look good. They do good moves. Layla Gray is good. She looks good. She's a decent wrestler. Scorpio Sky is obviously amazing when he's healthy. Daniels is a good character. So I don't think it's bad. But overall on this, I'm just going to not give any points for this video package, and I'm going to move on with the show. Alright, next up, we got a match between Místico and the Beast Mortos, and Místico taps him out in the end, so he wins. I don't know where the hell this match came from. So random, but unfortunately, no points for me on this match either. Indifferent. Moving on. Interesting that we get an afterbirth here with MJF. So he's been feuding with Místico at Grand Slam Mexico. He lost the match by DQ, couldn't beat him, so he just low blowed him. So alright, let's see what MJF has to say. He's going to come on the big screen.
Oh, Místico, oh, that's right. I'm you. Yeah, because all you do is clap like a seal and look like an absolute idiot, El Jabroni. And what's this? You remember this? Yeah, this is the mask of yours that I ripped clean off your stupid skull. See, I know you're all excited. You think you're going to show into All In Texas for the Casino Gauntlet match, and you're going to get in the way of me and my AEW World Championship. Well, my friend, you've got another thing coming. That's not happening. You're not going to get in because I'm going to pin Mark Briscoe within 3 seconds of the bell having run. But let's say you do manage to get in. Místico, I'm going to keep collecting your masks until I have each and every single one of them, until you have no choice but to show the world your ugly face. And I'm going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that my name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and I'm better than you. And you know it.
MJF, the number 2 in the Men's Casino Gauntlet on Saturday afternoon.
Alright, well, let's see what Místico has to say.
Místico would like to be a part of it. Let's see if his number gets called.
Well, we couldn't really hear. He was trying to say something into the camera, but Shivani was talking over it. Alright, interesting development. I'll throw this 2 points today. I think it gives us a clue as to what's going to happen on this show. Místico's going to be there on that Casino Gauntlet match, so it's going to be hard for MJF to get through this if he doesn't have help from the Hurt Syndicate, and they're busy with other shit. So I guess we'll see what happens. Moving on with the show, though. Alright, next up we got a Mark Briscoe video package. I'll listen to it. Let's see what he has to say.
I don't care who shows up. I'm coming to win. Been in the game for 25 years now. It's what I do. It's business. But at this point, it's become personal. MJF, you piece of shit. Hey, I knew you was going to invoke my brother's name. I called you out on it before you even did it. I was hoping that I'd be numb to it. But you know what? It's been 24 hours, and every minute that goes by, I get more and more pissed off. Knowing that my sister-in-law, my nephew, my nieces, my mom and my dad were sitting there watching the TV while you disrespected my brother and disrespected my family. So Saturday, told you what my plan is, to win. But Sunday, I got to come back home to Delaware. And whether I win or not, I'm going to look my family in the eyes and I'm going to say, I ain't let that shit fly. MJF, at this point, I have got to whoop your ass.
All right. I'll give that 2 thumbs up just for the whole promo on its own. I already gave it a point for calling MJF a piece of shit. That was good. All right, let's see what we got else coming up on the show. This was good build up to this match. It is weird though that it's not even a one-on-one match. they've built it up like it's a one-on-one match. They'll be in there for like the first 5 minutes of this gauntlet match together or something, but I'm sure they'll focus in on it, considering how much attention they've given it. But I'm moving on here. All right, looks like we've got a backstage interview with Hangman Page.
With anybody that was involved in tonight's main event, Hangman.
Oh, this was after last night's Dynamite, so this was the previous night. It's a clip from the previous night.
That was a chaotic scene we just saw out there. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I probably should. Just, not with you.
He's going to the back to talk to Swerve Strickland, it looks like. He's going to Swerve's locker room. Big scene here on Collision.
Guys, please, look, we've got a few days.
Bringing the cameraman up in my locker room.
We've got a few days before the pay-per-view. Can we not do this, please? Please.
Well, 2 minutes. Just give us 2 minutes. Sure. Okay. And well, thank you for everything. No stress, man.
Hangman thanks Ospreay for everything up till this point.
I think I'm gonna grab some coffee right now. You want some, boss? Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys.
This is awesome.
I know what this is about. I know why you're here. I know what this whole thing is about. You want to come ask me for help, huh? Go ahead. Go ahead, ask me for help. I know that's why you're here.
No, that's not why I'm here. I'm not going to ask you for help. I couldn't. Look, I am going into a suicide mission on Saturday. And I figured if I don't say this now, I might never have the chance. So I just wanted to do what I should have done 2 years ago.
They both take a seat. They're going to have a serious talk.
The Bucks, Matt and Nick, Dynasty, and everything after, I had nothing to do with it. And I know if I were you, I probably wouldn't believe me, and that's fine.
Yeah, I know.
And what you did to me and my family. You know, my son still wakes up at night screaming because he thinks he sees you in his room. And I hate you for that. I always will. And what I did to you, you deserved it. But the part that pisses me off is I think you know it. You know you deserved it. And that's why I regret it. I just need to know, do you regret what you did to me?
You know, if you would have asked me this before me becoming a world champion, I would have looked you dead in your eyes and I would have said no. Hell, I'd do it all over again. But after the world championship, after me main event in Wembley, after our cage match, after me losing things, people, championships, matches, all of it. Yeah, I do.
Okay. I'm bringing my family Saturday. I mean, not to the show itself, but just earlier. So
I'll stay clear of them. Hope they enjoy the show.
I believe you.
Wait. That house that you burned down?
I was planning to raise my kids in that house. Have them grow up just like I did. Hell, I was gonna plan to have my grandkids be raised and grow up in that house just like I did. After thinking about it, I don't know, maybe it was time to let go of the past after all. Yeah.
Alright, so Hangman walks off, left the chain there that he brought in, and Swerve has the chain, so he's looking at it, thinking about it. Alright, well that's the scene. I loved it. I gave it 3 points while I was watching it. I guess they're both gonna let it go and just try to put the past behind them. Alright, well, I gotta say I'm pleasantly surprised to have had that segment here on Collision today. But I'm moving on though. I gotta get through this show. I got about 40 minutes left. I'm gonna see if I can squeeze in the rest of this Collision and Ring of Honor, but that's a tall task. Alright, looks like the Death Riders are in the arena. They've grabbed the mic. Here's Jon Moxley.
That ain't no cowboy I've ever seen.
Hangman, you're no cowboy. You're a pussy.
Oh,
I'll give you this, Hangman.
Marina calling Hangman a pussy for hitting a woman. That's kind of true.
Smartest decision you ever made was telling your family to stay home on Saturday and not come to All In. Here's the difference between me. Cowboy shit. We gonna see some real cowboy shit on Saturday, huh? Here's the difference between me and Hangman Page. After Saturday night, I will make no apologies and I will have no regrets. You got 48 hours, cowboy. You are Texas dead.
You are Texas death. All right, well I gave 2 points to Marina. I'm not giving any points to Moxley there. She called Hangman a pussy. That was awesome. Moving on. All right, next up we had that All-Star 8-man tag. I skipped it. It was Jet Speed in the middle here with the Outrunners, and they faced FTR and the Patriarchy. There was a really nice backflip from Mike Bailey onto the outside of the ring that I will give a point to. I'm not going to play it. Running short on time here, but that's the only thing I found interesting out of this match. You know, brought some feuds along. Jet Speed and the Patriarchy are obviously going to be in that title match against the Hurt Syndicate. The Outrunners are going to be feuding with FTR in the coming future, it seems like. So that was it, though. For the match, I won't give any points other than that. I got to move on. Alright, next up, we got a backstage segment. It looks like they're setting up a match for the pre-show. Big Boom AJ, he's from some reality show, is here with his kids. And it looks like Roppongi Vice and the Don Callis family stepped up to him. And he got backed up by Kyle O'Reilly, Hologram, and Ishii. So, I'm not giving any points to that either. I'll be nice and not take off points today. I guess they want to kill some time on the pre-show with all this. So that's good for them, but that is what happened, just to fill you in. Alright, there's a backstage segment here with FTR. Stokely's cutting a promo. Usually I wouldn't care and I wouldn't listen, but I'm trying to see how this relates to any storylines at All In. It looks like they're mad at the Patriarchy for that 8-man tag they just had. They're saying, yeah, they shouldn't have trusted them. And they say they are going to be there at that World Tag Team title match, and they're just going to watch. So that's some foreboding, I guess. I'll give a half point to the foreboding. I will be watching the match, so at least I won't be surprised to see FTR there thanks to watching this segment. Next, we got a trios title feud match between Gabe Kidd and it looks like Katsuyori Shibata. And this has to do with that match coming up at the pay-per-view with the Death Riders against the Ops. So let's see who wins this match. Shibata versus Gabe Kidd. These two have had history. They've talked about how, I guess, Shibata might have been a mentor to Gabe Kidd, but that's all I've heard, so I don't know the whole story. Alright, so Gabe Kidd, excuse me, comes out on top. In this one, Wheeler Yuta came in to run some interference as the ref was looking. Well, Shibata looked like he was going to put him in a sleeper and finish off the match, but as the referee was distracted with Wheeler, Gabe Kidd with the low blow and the win. So I'll give a half point to the low blow finish. Always like a good low blow. Moving on with the show. Alright, next we got an 8-man or 8-woman tag, excuse me. It looks like Statlander came out to do commentary, by the way, because Willow's on the babyface side. I assume something's going to happen there. Thunder Rosa's here, Mina Shirakawa and Queen Aminata. Thunder Rosa is feuding with Athena, who's on the other side with the heels, and Athena is teaming up with Megan Bayne, Julia Hart, and Tekla. So let's see if there's anything significant here that might be worth mentioning ahead of Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor, or the pay-per-view. Alright, I've skipped to the end of this match. Willow, nothing happened with Statlander. She didn't come in and interfere at all. Willow ended up pinning Julia Hart in this match. So there's about 2 minutes left on the show. I'll let the final 2 minutes run out to see if there's any afterbirth or anything. Ah, yes. So it looks like there is an afterbirth. Sky Blue is in there. Even Billy Starks, Athena's ally. So looks like heels are beating up on the babyfaces to end the show here. Casino Gauntlet stuff. Lots of Casino Gauntlet business. So this looks like a melee for the Casino Gauntlet. Here comes Ty Conti and Anna Jay.
Swinging at anything they can connect with. Look at this. And now Penelope.
Well, Statlander is also out there because she's in that gauntlet match. So not only her dealings with Willow. I thought she might have been out there just because of Willow was involved in the match. But here comes Statlander into the ring.
Pay-per-view. Tony Storm, Mercedes Moné, Kenny Omega, and Okada, and the Texas.
So Statlander faces off with Megan Bayne. The melee's still going on as the show goes off the air. So there you go. Alright, you know what? I can't give any points to that final segment. I wasn't too into it. At that point, everything's done for this show. I'm going to give my final score here for Collision. It's 14.5. A lot of those points came from a few segments with Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland. Also, Mark Briscoe cut a good promo. Other than that, yeah, mostly unnecessary show. Lots of these segments could have probably been played on the pre-show for All In. But okay, nonetheless, there you go. I did it. Let's try to squeeze in Ring of Honor. Few minutes, give it a few minutes, and then we'll get ready for the big show tonight and carry on with the rest of the weekend. Alright, we're here. We're at Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. It's not Supercard of Honor. I'm sorry. I wish it was. It's a brain fart for me. We're at Ring of Honor on Honor Club the day before Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor. So this was yesterday as we speak. We're getting ready for the pay-per-view. It's about to start in a few minutes. But let's just see if anything happened on this last show before the pay-per-view. If there was anything significant. Sometimes the booking kind of sucks. But I would like to be surprised. So this is aired on the same day as Collision. So we just watched Collision. This show probably aired, was recorded before Collision, but regardless, this is when it was aired, so I'll do it in order that way. So the opening match, we got Serpentico and Angelico, okay? So they're facing off against, let's see, Atlantis Jr. and Atlantis Sr., okay. Man, good God. This match seems like it doesn't have anything to do with anything, so I'm not going to waste much time on it. Let's just see who wins. Alright, so I skipped to the ending. I didn't see any highlights, no crazy dives or anything, so no points for me here on this one. I'm at an indifferent on this. Atlantis and Atlantis Jr. still hanging around after the whole CMLL show that they did, but they pick up a win here. I don't know. if they could start to give him some personality, I'd say sign him on, but they haven't done anything to make me think that, so I gotta move on with the show. Alright, there was a bit of an afterbirth, it seems, that Spanish Announce Project came in. They looked like they were gonna sneak attack them, but instead, they all ended up shaking hands and showing respect, so how nice. Anyways, moving on. Alright, looks like Bandito's here to cut a promo. I'll listen to it, fine, since he's in that main event of this show, facing off against Takeshita. Haven't heard him speak much since his last feud with Jericho, but okay, let's hear what Bandito has to say.
Takeshita, I heard your challenge, and here is my answer. Let's do it! When you step into my ring like it's the Wild West, well, guess what, cabron? I am the fastest shooter here. And you just bring a knife to a shootout. Takeshita, Yokokike. 俺がの ROH のチャンピオンだ。俺は進化して戻ってきた。A supercard of honor. The outlaw wins. And the goal, stay with the most wanted.
Wow, okay, you know what? I'm gonna give a thumbs up there. I wasn't expecting to give this show any points today, but I got a point for Ring of Honor here for Bandito's promo. He speaks Japanese. Let's do it! Like, now he finally accepts his challenge. I thought that shit was already done, but okay. Moving on with the show. Alright, next up, we got another tough match to get through. I'm not going to watch this one either. It's Aaron Solo against Adam Priest. Very filler match for the audience in attendance, but let's just check out the booking and move on. Alright, this is a win for Adam Priest. Looks like he was a heel in this matchup. He didn't do the Code of Honor. He didn't shake hands at the beginning, so I don't know if this means there might want him to be on the show in the coming months. That's what I would suppose for a match like this. Otherwise, maybe it was just a waste of time. Otherwise, let's not waste more time. Let's move along. Alright, we got a segment here. It's the Frat House. They have an invitational, I guess, is how they announced it to open the show. And Dark Order's in the ring. They showed a replay of last week when Dark Order crashed their party at a bar, beat them in a bunch of drinking games, offered to pay their tab, but then skipped out on the tab and left it with Griff Garrison. So let's see what they got going on today. Here's the Frat House.
Let me hear you say Frat House!
Jack Jameson, in case you didn't know.
I don't think that's Frat House.
All right, now listen. There is a match scheduled tonight between the Dark Order and the Frat House.
Oh.
However, last night we threw one of our pledge parties down the street. We got so drunk, we're so hungover, we aren't even medically cleared to compete tonight.
Oh, wow.
They're not medically clear because they're so hungover. Hell yeah. I feel that.
Pledges, and if they beat Dark Order tonight, they are official members of the Frat House.
It's a big offer.
Hold on. I'll be honest. I don't have a ton of hope in these guys, but that's okay because the one rule is win or lose, we boo!
Caprice, did you get a whiff of that? We can smell it from here. And now these three young men, I believe that's dangerous.
Alright, so they've sent 3 pledges out there, they call them. 3 looks like indie wrestlers or independent talent, and they're going to face off against the Dark Order. So I suppose this is going to be a Supercard of Honor match, the Frat House against Dark Order. So they're not doing it tonight. They were too hungover. Doctors said you're not medically cleared. I gave them 2 points for that because that's freaking funny. Alright, Dark Order with a dominant win. Obviously, 3 losers in the ring. Even bigger losers than the Dark Order, if you can imagine that. So, post-match, Dark Order grabbed the mic. Looks like Alex Reynolds is going to speak.
Here tonight.
Enough's enough, boys. Enough's enough. This has been going on for way too long. Tomorrow night, it's going to be Dark Order versus Cole Carter, Preston Vance, and Griff Garrison.
Whoa. Who the is Griff Garrison?
Come on, I got it. Come on.
That's the running joke. I'll give a half point to that. Yeah, who the fuck is Griff Garrison?
Right there.
You know exactly who Griff Garrison
Believe
is.
me when I tell you, tomorrow night, we're gonna shove that paddle straight up your ass.
Wow.
Tomorrow night, Dark Order.
All right, you know what? I dig that. That's a decent matchup. I'll keep an eye out on that. Moving on, though. All right, so the announcers, they did fill us in on Blue Panther, who earned a title shot by defeating Lee Moriarty at the supercard of whatever, I think it was the ROH Global Wars, right? Yeah. So they're going to have that match for the Pure Rules title at the Supercard of Honor tomorrow night, which is tonight as I'm recording. But yeah, nothing here. The commentators just reminded us and filled us in on it. Reminded us of it, not filled us in. We should already know if you've been following the Ring of Honor shows. But yes, this is going to be one of the matches on the card. Moving on, though. Alright, looks like we got Shane Taylor Promotions in the house. Shane Taylor has a video package where he's cutting a promo. I'll give him a chance. Let's hear what he has to say.
ROH no longer stands for Ring of Honor. It stands for Run or Hide. Why, Cap? ROH no longer stands for Ring of Honor. It stands for Run or Hide. Why, Cap? Because the infantry is outside.
Rumble! Bad man, rumble!
Let me tell you a couple things that's changed. Our attitudes. Stop being good soldiers. We ain't even talking that talk no more now. It's a wrap, y'all.
Darius Planet with the Pure Championship.
And more importantly, the infantry's going to Supercard of Honor.
We're coming for everything that we deserve. Our ROH World Tag Team titles.
You copy that?
Alright, you know what? I like the video package, but man, I wish they would give him some legitimacy by letting them back it up by actually being that hard and cool in the ring. But okay, I'll give a half point to Shane Taylor Promotions. Nice little package, but they're not going to back it up, unfortunately. They don't give them enough of a push. But let's move. Alright, good. We got the infantry backstage. They made me laugh last week with their promo, so I'll give a listen to this week. Let's see what they got.
Public service announcement from the infantry. It's been about 1 week since we slapped the lips off of Top Flight and became the new #1 contenders for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships, which means tomorrow night at Supercard. Oh, hold on now. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Congratulations, guys.
Hey, man, it's the Sons of Texas, bro.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You mean grandson and grandfather. Hey, hey,
That's how we're gonna play it?
Hey, relax. If we wanted problems, we'd have ran down and you was painting your face or tying that stupid tie. No. We know you got a match tonight. We just want to say,
hey, good luck, man. That's all we trying to do, man.
Don't jump off nothing stupid and break your neck, and don't break your hip or whatever it is you do.
Yeah, shut up!
What are you talking about?
For a year, I've been hearing so much about you guys. I've been hearing so much talk. Oh, give the infantry a shot. Give them an opportunity. Well, tomorrow night is your shot. It's your opportunity. And I hope you guys don't let it slip. Because what does that mean for you guys? If everybody's been wanting you guys to have this.
Oh, you touch it, man.
And then you drop the ball. What's going to happen to you guys?
First off, my balls dropped when I was 13. I don't do that no more.
Yeah, a lot of jokes. Tomorrow's not going to be a joke. I hope you guys get serious.
What are you talking to? What are you looking at?
I would congratulate you and thank you for your service.
Do that tomorrow, bro.
No, I'm not doing You guys used to be heroes of everybody around here. I watched your growth as a tag team. You're doing well, but you went dark. You went deep, and now you're just talking all that smack like everybody else does. You said these were the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. Well, correct that. It's the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. And we've been champs for almost a year. Okay, young man? And tomorrow night, this grandpa is gonna kick both of your asses.
Hey, enjoy y'all last night as champions.
I had my ass kicked since I was a kid, bro.
See you at Supercard.
Well, it's about to change for you then.
Hey, run and hide.
Run and hide, the infantry's outside. Alright, you know what? I like that. I'm gonna give a thumbs up here. Sammy Guevara, his first serious segment that I can remember in a long time. Dustin, always very professional. Cool, good stuff. Looking forward to that match. That should be decent. Let's move along. All right, next up we got the virtuoso Deonna Purrazzo against Rachel Ellering in a pure rules match to get us prepared for the Women's Pure Championship Tournament, which I don't know when that's going to be. They keep talking about it. But regardless, I'm going to skip forward here and see who wins the. All right, just as I suspected, Deonna Purrazzo with the win over Rachel Ellering. Rachel Ellering there to do jobs for the most part. She is signed, but she just taps out here. No points for the match, though. I'm not really digging Deonna Purrazzo here in Ring of Honor. I don't think she's digging herself either, to be honest, from what I heard. But regardless, I'm going to move on with this show. Let's see what we got next. All right, it's Athena with her last promo before her Supercard of Honor showdown with Thunder Rosa.
It's Thunder time, she says. She wants an opportunity. She deserves an opportunity, and she was gifted one for my forever ROH championship. But what has Thunder really done in Ring of Honor? Absolutely nothing but bitch, moan, and complain. She is so desperate to be a champion again. She thinks that picking me is the easy way out. But baby girl, let me tell you one thing. I am not to be taken lightly, because there is no man in Ring of Honor that can touch my reign, and there is no woman that can live up to my legacy. You have forgotten what it means. You have forgotten what this means. To come in day after day, week after week, year after year, put a company on my back. Oh wait, didn't yours crumble under the pressure? At Supercard of Honor, Thunder, this is personal. Because I don't know where you hail from. It's Texas, it's Mexico. I don't care. This is my home. This is my brand. And at Supercard of Honor, I am going to break your back so bad you will never get off the injured bench ever again. I am the fallen goddess, the American Joshi, the minion overlord. I am the forever ROH champion, and I'm going to make an example out of you and anyone else that decides to skip the line.
Okay, I'll give it a half point for that. Not bad. Not too amazing. But alright, I'm ready for that match. That is one of the ones that I am most excited for. It's probably the most legit match on this card. Could be an AEW like TBS title match or something. So there you go. Alright, and the main event, if I could get this over with. The final thing on this show had to do with the World Tag Team Champions for Ring of Honor. As you see, Dustin and Sammy, they picked up a win. They teamed up with the Von Erichs, who are on the left and to the right of them in this image. But yes, they defeated Premier Athletes and Grizzled Young Veterans. There was a over-the-top rope dive for Sammy Guevara that I'll give a half point to, and then a spot where Mark Sterling took a shattered machine to the nuts from Dustin Rhodes, which they've done that before, but I also dig that a lot. So I'll give that another half point on my review. Give me 1 second here. My screen's wigging out. Sorry about that. There's my half point. All right, so I end up with 8 points today on this for this show. It's sorry about that. Ugh, oh my god, my computer's so stupid. All right, sorry about that. All right, so like I said, I end up with 8 points today on my total score. I was surprised. Couple things gave me a level of enjoyment enough to give it some points, throw it some points on the Malapert review system scale. So I thought it would be a little bit more of a go home for the Supercard of Honor. You know, like at the end, I thought maybe the infantry could attack the Sons of Texas or anything like that. We didn't get much like that. There was just a couple matches that had nothing to do with anything really. So again, Tony Khan seems like he doesn't really care. 8 points, decent enough score to me. Yeah, at least anything over 0 is a positive. But I could see this being a lot more and a lot better than it is. But regardless, all right, if anyone's watching Supercard of Honor tonight, enjoy it. Enjoy All in Texas. I'll have a review of those two shows probably by Tuesday, if all goes well. All right then, thank you very much. I hope this was enjoyable to you or killed some time, maybe filled you in case you hadn't seen some of it. Whatever it may be, I appreciate you for listening to this channel, and make sure you like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed so you could get more notifications for when I do more reviews and such. There you go. That's the end of this live stream. We'll see you on the next one.